everyone, it's me Sherry and welcome back to my channel. If you can hear a little bit of noise, the window's open because it's nice outside and stars clippy clopping around in here. So for today's video, as you can see from the title, I'm going to do my top 15 palettes for spring. I know everybody's doing 10, but I couldn't narrow down. So there's a little mix of high-end and drugstore in here in like ColourPop and Morphe, which I guess is considered drugstore. So if you guys want to see what palettes I'm going to be enjoying this spring, then stay tuned for the video. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a couple of new additions first. The first one is the Thumper palette from ColourPop. I'm wearing this on my eyes today, and I love the green in the center of this. It's so pretty. And then these pinky colors. They're just really pretty, and I had to get Thumper because I think he's one of my favorite characters. So this is definitely one of my top palettes that I'm going to be using, and sometimes I like to just reach for smaller palettes so I can figure out what to do. The next one is from Makeup Revolution, or Revolution, whatever you want to call it, and this is the Chilled palette, I think. Yeah, it's the Chilled palette, and this is just a bunch of greens and stuff. So how perfect is that for springtime? Like all those greens, you think of meadows and grass and everything. I only played with this one a couple times so far, but I want to use it a little bit more. It was supposed to be my palette of the week, well, when I'm recording this last week, but I didn't do a lot of makeup because of my whole situation with Cassie, and I'm not going to go into details about that because I talk about it way too much and it just makes me upset. I have another Revolution palette here. This is the Roxxsaurus palette from Revolution, and this is what I would jump to if I wanted some pastel colors and some brighter colors. This could go spring or summer technically, but I think I need a companion palette with this one because when I use this as my palette a week, I had a few hard times making some looks with that, so I think I need a companion palette with it. Okay, so I got some newer ones and older ones here. This is relatively newer to my collection too. This is the Morphe 35S palette. It's the Sweet Oasis. And like this, I don't know. Yeah, spring and summer. All those blues and pinks and the purples. I can definitely use this for spring and summer. I didn't really look at it before I brought it out, but especially these lighter colors up here, I can definitely see myself using a lot of those colors. Okay, I have one e.l.f. palette in here, and it's just one of these, you know, the Bite Size eyeshadow palette. This is in Rosewater. This one's really pretty. It looks like that. You know what I forgot to mention in my Jessica Braun made me buy video? She made me buy this as well, so that's what that looks like. It's really pretty. I use that a lot in the spring. Alright, I guess that's it for actual drugstore, but I have a couple of ColourPop palettes in here. This is the In a Trance palette, and this has purples, pinks, and blues in it. Pastels, like that's perfect for spring. You know what, I haven't even used this eyeshadow palette yet, but I know it's going to be perfect for the spring. So then the next one is the Mint to Be palette from ColourPop. If I want a mint eyeshadow look, I apologize, someone's at the door and Star's going to bark. If I want a mint shadows, I'm going to go with this shadow palette. So I apologize, someone came to the door to pay rent. The next palette is my, what is this called? I forget. Make Believe in Yourself. This is a few years old now, but it's still performing really well. And like, how pretty are these shimmer colors for the spring? They're perfect. So that's from Tarte. Then I have a little mini Natasha Denona palette. This is the mini retro palette. Like these greens and the pinks, they scream spring to me. They're so pretty. If you guys want to see any of these palettes in action, you can let me know down below, and I'll definitely look into them for you. So I have the mini Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. This actually works for like the winter season too, because these colors are kind of icy, but they also work for spring too. This is one of my favorite palettes. I got to use that one a little more too. I like that one. Now this one I had a little bit of an issue with, but this is the Too Faced, that's my jam palette, but the colors are perfect for spring. But I have an issue with the purple color going on my lid. I have to pack it on with my finger, but that's okay. So this is really pretty, and like those peaches and purples and pinks, like the rose color there in the top, They're perfect for spring. They scream spring to me. The next palette is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. The pinks and the purples and the rose golds in here. Perfect for spring. Love it. And as you can see, I've dipped into this quite a bit, so it'll be getting pulled back out. A lot of these palettes, I just switched out my, I just pulled all my palettes and put them away, so I got to put new ones out on my desk, so a lot of these ones will be going out on my desk. The next one I have to talk about is Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels. I just used this one as a palette of the week not that long ago, but like, look at this green and this purple and these rose colors, and just, oh, scream spring. So this one might stay out because I'll want to use that one. The next one is one of my all-time favorite palettes, like hands down one of my all-time favorite palettes, and I haven't used it that much because I got it later in the year last year, but this year I'm going to be getting into this one very, very soon. And this, you can't go any more spring than this, with all these like beautiful pastel colors, and then you got your neutrals as well. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. Well worth the money. I paid like $86 or $88 for this in Canadian, but it's well worth the money. Hooda. Woohoo! I have my eyes on some of the brown palettes that just came out. I want the, I think it's the toffee brown, or the caramel. It's the one with the honey colors. It kind of looks like a smaller version of the Urban Decay honey palette, Naked Honey. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Anyway, last but not least, you have to have at least one neutral palette for every season, I think. And I'm gonna want to use this one a little bit more because I only used it a couple times since I got it at Christmas. And don't get me wrong, the quality's really good on this. I like it, but it's just I have so much makeup and palettes that I've been trying to go through that it's like impossible. But here's what this looks like. This is the, what is this one called? The Natural Nudes from Born This Way. So it's based on like their, apparently it's based on their foundation. But this is what this looks like, and there's so many, like there's gold, rose gold. This will be perfect for any season, really. You can pull this out in the summer, fall, winter. If you want a neutral palette, it's perfect. So those are the 15 palettes that are my top palettes for spring. These are the ones that I'm going to be rotating into, other than like ones that I need to test out a little more, like these two Kat Von D ones. Sorry, KVD Beauty Shade and Light ones. One's in the Glam Rock, and the other one's in the Neo Pop. I need to try these out. I haven't tried the formula on my eyes yet, so I'll be playing around with them a little bit. And I have the Barbarella palette that I got from BoxyCharm that I need to play with, but these are the main palettes that I'm going to be using for spring. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what palettes that you are going to be using this spring down below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment if you like this video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell. I tend to upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will talk to you guys on my next video. Bye everyone.